and folks, this long-awaited MLB All-Star Game just hours away. It's going to start here pretty soon. But the Braves were originally set to host the game back in 2021, but Major League Baseball moved the game over a controversial election law. 11 Alive Joe Ripley joins us now to kind of walk us through that process.
Yeah, exactly, Ron. And this is a game, an All-Star game, that is 4 years in the making. At one point, we didn't know if Atlanta would get the All-Star game back. So we want to take you back in time 4 years ago to when Georgia lawmakers passed that Election Integrity Act, better known as SB 202, and the long journey from then to now so that the Braves could host this All-Star experience once again. The Major League Baseball All-Star Game is headed back to Truist Park.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's great to have them here. Obviously, we get to showcase what Georgia has to offer. I just wish that it happened sooner. It's unfortunate that it was happening this year. It should have happened back in 2021.
Major League Baseball pulled the All-Star Game after Senate Bill 202 was signed into law in 2021 following a contentious 2020 election. Republican State Representative Brian Strickland sat on the Senate Ethics Committee as Georgia lawmakers debated the controversial election reform bill.
We had a lot of different ways we're doing elections. You had counties doing things differently around our state, and you had a lot of lack of faith in the election process itself.
SB 202 made more uniform ballot counting processes statewide, added ID requirements for voters, and regulated drop box voting, among other things. After consulting with teams, players, and others, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred decided to move the All-Star Game to Denver to, quote, demonstrate our values as a sport.
It was all misinformation. It was all politics. It was political theater, and we paid the price of that. It's unfortunate Major League Baseball bought into that and canceled the game.
Democratic strategist Theron Johnson says that decision marked a shift at the intersection of politics and sports.
Well, the law was created and passed because Democrats finally started figuring out how to win in a state that had traditionally been a Republican-dominated state statewide.
Losing the game cost Cobb County millions of dollars. In November 2023, Manfred announced the Atlanta Braves would host the All-Star Game once again. With the game back on deck, Johnson says it's a chance for people of all political stripes to unite.
The ability for us to have a safe, efficient All-Star Game benefits us economically, and I think that should be paramount.
Despite boycotts and lawsuits, SB 202 remains on the books. Georgia State University professor Maurice Hobson says, however, the political climate has changed in the last 4 years.
And now we're in a different place. We're out of the pandemic. There's been a shift, a hard pendulum swing back to the right. It seems as if, political issues have been corporatized.
Hobson says it appears as though MLB regretted its initial decision to pull the All-Star Game by bringing it back to Metro Atlanta. But he says that 1 week in July, that brings the best of America's pastime together and their faithful fans with them, is worth a little back and forth at the ballot box and on the field.
I think we would live in a much better world if we put people over politics, people over profits, people over policies.
And it is worth noting tonight, Major League Baseball still has not given a singular specific reason for bringing the game back here to Atlanta, but these fans are just glad baseball, the Midsummer Classic, the All-Star Game, is back here in Atlanta for the first time since 2000.
Since 25 years later.
Yeah.
And here we are, and we're glad that it's back. All right, Joe, thanks a lot. By the way, he's coming back because we're going to talk